Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon this Wednesday. I'm Laura Papetti. Good to see you. Taking a look at this noon hour and heading outside to Thomas Patrick. He is standing by in the Weather Center. Thomas, I came prepared for fall today, and it is definitely still summer.
You're trying to manifest it, Laura, which I love that. And first of all, I got to admit, I was trying to be a little bit creative with my wording at the top of the show here, and then I stumbled a little bit, but I'm trying a little too hard. Let's face it, it's beautiful outside. It's warm outside. It's sunny outside. Obviously, you don't need me to tell you that, but just want to reiterate that it is still well within the summer season. But Laura brought in her best flannel this morning, just trying to manifest the fall season, which the first official day of fall is this upcoming Monday. But it's nice. It's warm out at 76 degrees. That is 10 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago. And I can tell you, standing out here, I can feel the difference, especially on the back of my neck here. Now, thankfully, we won't finish the day 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, because that would put us at 90 degrees. I don't think it's going to be quite that hot outside, but still plenty of summer warmth to be had. Just because there's not a single cloud in the sky anywhere even remotely close to us. So the focus is on how long the summer heat is going to last, even into those first days of fall, and if we can get some rain chances come next week. I'll say this, it will definitely rain on the west side, but I don't think this technically accounts for a whole lot of the mountains' influence on the inland northwest. So coming up, I'm going to give you more precise details as to that next storm system and if we get good rain chances and which days could be windy days as well. So those details are coming up.
All right, my friend, thank you. In our Boomtown series, we'd like to highlight the growth around the inland northwest. And in North Idaho, an increase in population, well, as you might imagine, that's leading to more traffic. So today, the Idaho Department of Transportation wants to hear your feedback as it is planning for major future projects, specifically in the Rathdrum Prairie area. KREM 2's Christian Garza shares how you can make sure that your voice gets heard.
As North Idaho continues to grow, the Idaho Transportation Department is bringing 13 different projects to the table to solve issues like traffic and safety concerns here throughout the Rathdrum Prairie area. Now they're asking for your input once again. Since 2022, the department has been working with the community through different forums to learn and build a plan of action for problems North Idaho residents are facing, whether that's dealing with traffic congestion, pinpointing high crash areas, or just creating safer connections for those without cars. Heather McDaniel, a spokesperson with ITD, says this plan that they're working on with the community will not only help people living in the area currently, but it will also just help develop the Rathdrum Prairie area for decades to come.
So Pell Study right now is really the roadmap, and that's what we're working on as far as identifying some of these projects and then having a game plan ready for that long-term plan over the next 20 years. So a lot of it is really going to depend on the availability of funding. Once we have some of these alternatives, that might allow us to move forward with seeking some grant funding or different funding sources for some of these projects. But right now, we don't have a construction date set for any of the alternatives that are working through the process.
McDaniel says throughout the last couple of years, the department has had close to 50 different potential projects to improve traffic and safety throughout the area, but they have since whittled that number down to 13, which they will be presenting to the community today and tomorrow. Although construction on these projects isn't set to begin anytime soon, McDaniel says community input is crucial for the department as they move forward in this process to make sure it benefits everyone involved.
It's just a really great opportunity. Everyone has a lot of thoughts and opinions and really great ideas sometimes on what we could do from a planning perspective. And so just making sure this is your opportunity to voice those concerns and those opinions.
Today's community meeting will be from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Coeur d'Alene Chamber of Commerce building. And tomorrow's meeting will be at that same time, but at the Camillin Park Trailhead Event Center in Post Falls. If you can't make it in person, but still want to see what these different projects look like, you can check them out for yourselves on the department's website. And just as a reminder, you have until October 1st to officially submit any sort of feedback for consideration regarding any of these projects. And if you didn't get a chance to come out to today's or tomorrow's in-person forums, they will be holding more forums in 2026 as well. In North Idaho, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
It's 12:05. There is a $1.3 million plan to expand the Boise ICE office. This is part of President Trump's spending bill that gave ICE a $75 billion budget. That's a huge increase from the current $30 billion budget. The Boise-based architecture firm has filed a permit for the office expansion. It says ICE is planning to remove and add walls to reconfigure an office area and to create some new storage rooms as well. Spokane's Bicycling Advisory Board hit the streets to look at where they can improve safety and accessibility for the city's cycling community. Now, the purpose of the advisory board is to help give city leaders some direction on cyclist issues. So last night, the board took their meeting on the road. They traveled nearly 10 miles on their bikes, going through several neighborhoods. In the past, the Bicycling Advisory Board has made an effort to have wider bike lanes, longer times at intersections for cyclists to be able to get across, and locked up bike parking in downtown Spokane.
Peak for use of the Centennial Trail up in Kendall Yards for bicyclists is more than 650 bikes in a day. And we'd like to see those numbers everywhere in town.
So the board is hoping people who were at the meeting now better understand what cyclists deal with and ways that the city can help out. The Idaho Supreme Court is coming to Coeur d'Alene today and tomorrow to hear oral arguments in the updated Kootenai County Justice Building. Now, by law, the court has to travel outside of Boise to give folks in Idaho the chance to see the judicial process firsthand. The High Court is hearing 3 cases today and 2 tomorrow. The hearings are open to the public. They begin at 8:50 in the morning on both days. The justices will also meet with students from the Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy AP Government class to get some answers to those kids' questions. Okay, Idaho families needing care for a child or spouse with a disability say they really just can't find anyone to help, and they say it's gotten worse after the state ended a program that paid them to care for their loved ones. The Idaho Department of Health and Welfare cited fraud and rising costs from increased enrollment, ending the pandemic-era program in July. Many families rely on a single income, which is putting a serious strain on their finances. The department refused an interview with our sister station in Boise, but stated they expect families to go back to what they did before the pandemic by finding caregivers through different agencies.